War is a place where a hero and a murderer can end up in the same body. Where the choice between an order and conscience often lasts only a second. This is the story of a German sniper. A man who was feared at the front, but whom no one knew by name. Today we will talk about Friedrich Weiss, one of the most accurate shooters of the Wehrmacht. But this story is not about fame. It's about how war breaks even those who seem unshakable. Friedrich was born in Munich, in a quiet neighborhood where the war seemed far away for a long time. He grew up as an ordinary boy. He helped his father in the workshop, played football with a friend, and dreamed of becoming an engineer. But Friedrich had one gift. He saw the world differently. He noticed the slightest movement, heard the faintest sounds, and was the best shot at the shooting range. When Germany entered the war, his talent was quickly noticed. He was trained in the Wehrmacht, where the instructors said, "This guy doesn't miss." They made a sniper out of him, a man who must see and kill before they see and kill him. At the end of 1942, Friedrich was sent to the Eastern Front, amid endless snowfalls, fog, and devastation. The first fight was a shock. The German company's position came under fire. In the midst of the chaos, Friedrich saw a Soviet fighter through the scope for the first time, and for the first time in his life pulled the trigger against a human. The bullet hit. But at the same time, something clicked inside him. He hasn't slept at night since. He learned not to think. Don't feel it. He was taught, a sniper is the eyes of the army. But he felt that he was becoming more and more her shadow. In 1943, he was sent to one of the destroyed cities in the east, endless ruins where every house could hide death. Friedrich took up a position in a half-collapsed apartment on the second floor, where there had once been a nursery. Toys underfoot, charred walls, silence. Every day he hunted. Scouts, signalmen, officers. And every day he returned to the same room, surrounded by toys that no one else would pick up. His hands were no longer shaking, but his soul was. One morning, his commander said, "There is a new Soviet shooter in the city. He takes our guys off one at a time. You have to find him." Friedrich felt a chill in his chest. Sniper against sniper is not a fight. This is life and death chess. They searched for each other for 3 days. For 3 days, not a single slip, not a single unnecessary movement. On the 4th morning, Friedrich noticed a flash of light in the ruins of the house across the street, a small reflection on the lens. He understood. That's him. Friedrich froze. He had already seen the silhouette. But he was in no hurry to shoot. This shot must be accurate. He waited. My fingers are frozen, and my breathing is almost inaudible. And when it seemed to him that his opponent had noticed him too, Friedrich pulled the trigger. The bullet went off perfectly. Silence. The duel is over. But instead of relief, he felt only emptiness. He won. But who did he defeat? A man who followed orders in the same way. After a few weeks of fighting, Friedrich found a letter in the dead soldier's pocket. It was not addressed to anyone at the front. It was from a little girl. "Dad, come back soon. We are waiting for you. I found a flower near the road, and I want to give it to you when you come home." Friedrich read the letter 3 times. He didn't know who he killed when he did it. He didn't know whose father was lying under the snow. But for the first time in a long time, he felt a pain that he couldn't ignore. He kept this letter in his breast pocket until the end of the war. At the end of 1944, the situation of the Germans on the Western Front was deteriorating. Friedrich received orders to take up a position in the destroyed chapel and hold the intersection along which the American units were marching. The day was cold and foggy. He saw Americans almost like ghosts emerging from a white haze. The first thing he noticed was a young American soldier, about 20 years old, scared but brave. Friedrich could have taken it off immediately. But something held him back. Too young. He looks too much like what he once was. But an order is an order. A sniper doesn't have to think. And still he didn't pull the trigger. For the first time in the war, he refused to shoot. When Frederick's position was discovered, he was already doomed. The Americans opened fire, and the sniper nest turned into chaos. Bullets pierced the walls, glass shattered into dust. Friedrich grabbed the girl's letter. And at that moment, I realized that I no longer wanted to be a part of this war. The last thing he saw was the enemy, that same young American, looking at him from afar. But the guy doesn't shoot. 2 soldiers. 2 enemies. And none of them pulled the trigger. Friedrich lost consciousness. He survived. But the sniper in him died. After the war, Frederick no longer held a gun. He lived a quiet life, engaged in carpentry, and avoided talking about the past. But he always kept one thing: the girl's letter. A reminder that even in the most brutal war, there is still room for choice. A choice that determines who you become after the guns stop.